That when we first saw them come out on the field, they are very bright, colorful uniforms.
And here they
There
come.
they are.
On the other side of the field, crashing through the banner that the cheerleaders made. We mentioned the Lions with a record of 8-0, undefeated this season. They play in the Shore Conference in the Class B division. And Piscataway with a record of 6-1-1, losing only to Middletown South, 23-22. And of course, they were tied by Bridgewater Raritan West.
That is right. And before we even really get into this game, Lou, we should mention we just saw the Piscataway Chiefs marching band. Fine pregame performance by the Chiefs marching band. An excellent band. And this game just about underway.
Right in front of us, some balloons came floating down from the upper deck. I don't know where they came from, but
fans letting the balloons go early.
And we'll be waiting for the captains to go out to the 50-yard line. We hope you'll enjoy this playoff game from Giant Stadium. But first for us, being up here with our crew at Giant Stadium, of course, everyone knows it's a beautiful place to see a ball game, and we're experiencing that right now. And we hope you enjoy this one. It should be a hot one. The captains out there for Piscataway, number 51 is Brad Jubin, and number 33, Mark Mills. For Middletown North, looks like number 70, that would be Al Nardone, and number 50, Bob Generelli. And they'll talk it over at midfield and see who gets the ball first. In a very exciting football game that took place prior to this one, Middletown South kicking a field goal in double overtime to defeat J.P. Stevens of Edison 17-14. And that was a big victory for Middletown South.
As you mentioned, double overtime. We thought we were going to be here for quite a while before that one was over.
And of course, Piscataway would like to win this one. Obviously, they'd like to win this one, but if they win this one, they would go up against Middletown South, the only team to beat them.
Is right.
Looks like Middletown North. Well, now I'm confused. I'm not quite sure who won the toss. It looked like Middletown North was jumping around. This, our fifth area team to see action today. 4 others have seen action, and Gary can give you some results on that.
We'll touch on a couple of those. In North Jersey, Parochial A, Bergen Catholic, 16, Immaculata, nothing. One of our local teams biting the dust in that one, but nevertheless, a great season for Pierce Franhan and his troops. Central Jersey Group 3, a big win for my hometown favorite, Somerville, 21. Wall Township, 6. Great victory for Coach Jerry Moore and his troops. And then also in Central Jersey Group 3, Ewing, 28, Island, nothing. So Somerville will go against Ewing, possibly here at Giant Stadium. In Group 1, it was Middlesex, 2, Point Pleasant Beach, nothing. And South River, 28, Greenbrook, nothing. So another of our area teams bites the dust there.
All right, Middletown North will receive the football. Ed Foster, number 19, stands at the 7-yard line and kicking off. For Piscataway, number 82, Mike Alexander. And he'll kick it off from his 40. Just about underway from Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. Piscataway and Middletown North. And there's the kick. It sails high. It's going to come down at the 10-yard line. A little confusion there, but Foster has it, and he's brought down immediately at the 17-yard line on the tackle for Piscataway, Jay Jackson.
Great effort by Jay Jackson, an opening tackle. And they are trying to establish themselves, the Chiefs that is, on defense very early.
So it will be 1st and 10 for Middletown North. They'll mark the ball just shy of the 20-yard line. And the quarterback is Chris Holinda. He's a senior. He was at the controls last year, you'll remember. And he gives up the middle on 1st down, a fumble. And the Chiefs have the football on the first play from scrimmage.
How about that? The Piscataway Chiefs with the first big break of this game early on in the first period. The Chiefs will be knocking on the door of Middletown North.
Couldn't see who recovered the ball, but just a bad exchange.
And here's that Piscataway offensive line. You got Brad Jubin, Jay Jackson, Roy Oak, Pete Riley, Steve Huber, Mike Alexander, and Dan Higgins.
Chet Treshock, number 10, the junior quarterback for the Chiefs. He gives up the middle, powering his way on a fine run, picking up 8 yards. looked like Mark Mills, number 33.
Great effort by Mark Mills. Boy, he really could smell the goal line, I believe, that time. He did not want to go down. And there you pick up the rest of that offense. Chet Trechak at quarterback, Ronald Parham, Mark Mills, 2 explosive backs, and the power man, Mark Brown.
So it's second down and less than a yard. Mark the ball at about the 14-yard line. Give up the middle to Mills, just blasting through that Middletown North defensive line.
Right now, great holes being opened. Middle of that Middletown North front line, and Mills, as you mentioned, exploding. There you pick up the defense, Vinny Antonucci, George DeMarco, Mark Garrett, the defense of Middletown North.
First and goal for Piscataway. On the 6-yard line, Treshak gives to Mills. This time he's stacked up nicely in the center of the line. Number 50, Bob Generelli, was there. And it'll be second down coming up for the Chiefs.
And a very big play right here for the Chiefs early on. There you pick up the rest of that defense for Middletown. McGuire, Flarin, Fleming, Buffani, Parliament, and Farmer.
Mills again gets very little, perhaps 1 or 2 yards.
And this is where the yardage really gets tough when you get down close to that goal line.
So it will be third and goal. Around the 4-yard line they mark the ball. Big play for Piscataway, just underway in the first quarter, 9:16 to be exact, and counting down. Piscataway threatening after a Middletown North turnover. Treshak, he pitches out, nothing doing, gives it to Mills, forget it. He was met immediately by number 52, Ken Freshnock. And Middletown North possibly forcing Piscataway to try a field goal here.
Middletown North defense rising to the occasion those last couple of downs.
Very interesting little piece of information about Piscataway here. So now this is Mills. Now this is Mark Mills who will kick it, but they have a freshman who might try a long field goal. His name is Eric Wainwright, number 45. Mills' kick is up. It is good, and the Chiefs take an early 3-0 lead.
That is a way to capitalize on your opponent's early mistake. The Piscataway Chiefs recovering a fumble down close to the 20. They marched down close. They couldn't punch it in for the 6, but Mark Mills gives them 3 points and an early lead. And that could be a factor early on in this ball game because a team that can muster up some momentum can carry this thing through for a victory.
The ball was on the 5-yard line, but it was a 22-yard field goal for Mark Mills, and he has the Chiefs out on top, 3-0. And very important, as Gary mentioned, he hit a key point that Piscataway gets some kind of points on that Middletown North turnover. So possibly we may see the field goal play a very important part in this game. We saw that happen in the earlier game when Middletown South beat J.P. Stevens. Alexander will kick it off for Piscataway. Back deep for Middletown North, number 19, Ed Foster. He stands in the middle at about his 8-yard line. Again, a little confusion, but Foster takes it at the 5. He's at the 10, to the 15, and is dragged down from behind. Number 66, Roy Oak over there, along with number 82, Alexander.
Alexander really laying a boomer on him.
So 1st and 10 for Middletown North. The Lions have the football at the 19-yard line.
There you pick up that Middletown offense.
Chris Olinda calls the signals for the Lions. This time he pitches outside, getting a block, and nothing doing though. Looks like number 28. Hard to read the Middletown North numbers. It is number 28, John Oxley, a junior halfback. He was finally brought down after he picked up maybe a half a yard. So we'll call it 2nd and 9.
Excuse me, Lou, that offense once again, Malizia, Wilson, Nardone, O'Hara, Generelli, Freshnock, and Schwartz.
2nd down, 9 yards to go for Middletown North. Olinda gives up the middle, a big opening. Carrying the ball, number 40, Bob Kelleher. And he comes close to a Middletown North first down. He's going to be perhaps a yard short. They're going to mark it at the 28-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
There's that backfield. Chris Olinda, John Oxley, Bob Kelleher, and Arnold Booth. And they have some explosive runners in that backfield also.
3rd and 1 for the Lions on the 28-yard line. Olinda looks over the Chief defense, and now he gives up the middle. It's going to be close. Piscataway firing off the line of scrimmage. Roy Oak in there, along with Steve Huber, number 77.
Right now, the Piscataway defense seems to be keyed up. And there you pick up some of that defense. Jubin, Riley, Huber, Mills, Jackson, Oak, and Dan Higgins. And I tell you, they've got some people who know how to hit you there.
Arnold Booth, number 8, will kick it away for Middletown North. And he nails it. It's a line drive, sort of not very good kick. It's going to roll dead at about the, well, now it takes a little Middletown North roll. Rolls dead around the 42-yard line. So that's where the Chiefs will take over. A little bit more than halfway through the first quarter, and Piscataway leads it 3-0. A 22-yard Mark Mills field goal.
And the Chiefs coming out on their second series of offensive downs. And Chet Treshak, we mentioned, is a player who can really put that ball in the air. He's got some excellent ends.
This is Parham, who gets outside and is finally brought down across the 50-yard line into Middletown North territory. Ronald Parham with exceptional speed. Of course, he is a sprinter on the Piscataway track team, one of the fastest runners in Middlesex County.
Great effort by Parham, and as you mentioned, he is a speedster.
Parham has rushed 56 times this year for 240 yards.
And Parham, only a junior, so he's somebody Coach Tom Higgins could look forward to having next year.
Give up the middle to Mills. He's upended. Gets maybe a yard, but looks like he got that Piscataway first down. It will be close. They may ask for no. They're going to say first down, Piscataway.
So things going right for the Chiefs. There you pick up the officials. Gary Penta, Al DeSantis, Jack Doyne, Bob Walsack, and Kurt Laffey.
First and 10 for the Chiefs on the Middletown North 47-yard line. Treshak pitches out to Parham, trying to get outside. He's not going to get there. Good pursuit by that Middletown North defense. Over there first was number 52, Ken Freshnock, and I've called his number many a time so far in the first quarter. It's going to be about second down. Well, call it 10. No gain on the play.
And there you pick up that bright orange of Middletown North.
Treshak back to throw. He's got a man, but he overthrows. It's almost picked off. It should have been. Number 46, who is not on our roster.
That should have
there for Middletown North.
Should have been an interception, as you mentioned. He was sort of looking back. The defender was anyway at the intended receiver. He took his eye off the ball momentarily and in and out of his hands. But we'll see if that will be costly for Middletown North, whether Piscataway is able to come back here and convert.
Third down and 10. Big play for Piscataway. Want to keep the drive going. Treshak throws out the Parham on a little flanker screen.
But that's not going to be enough.
He picked up about 6 yards or so, but that's going to be way short of a first down. And Piscataway will have to punt the football away. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter from Giants Stadium, and the Chiefs lead it 3-0.
And the Chiefs have had the ball most of this first quarter here, showing some excellent ball control, and they do have the 3-point lead.
Roy Oak will punt it for Piscataway. Averages 41 yards per punt. High snap and a terrible kick. And it's going to roll, though. Take a Piscataway roll, and it's going to go inside the 10-yard line. How about that? And the Chiefs down it at the 8. And all of a sudden, hurricane force-like winds have come into Giant Stadium just as he kicked that football.
And as you mentioned, hurricane-type winds swirling around the stadium here, all kind of debris flying. And there's his Piscataway defensive backs. You see Scott Sweeney, Scott Rosny, Derek Speed, Mike Alexander.
1st and 10, Middletown North. And there seems to be some kind of holdup here. Timeout on the referee. No? What is this? Delay of game for Piscataway. I don't understand. I just marked off 5 yards against Piscataway. It looked like a delay of game. Something to do with number 20 for Piscataway. Came off the field. Scott Sweeney. Looks like he didn't have a mouthpiece or something. That must be what it is. So it's 1st and 5 for the Lions. Halinda. He gives. Off tackle, forget it. No way you can run on that Piscataway defense. Oxley carried the ball. He picked up absolutely nothing. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Once again, the Piscataway defense doing a great job of stopping the run. And we have mentioned that Middletown North able to go to the air. They're going to have to obviously start going to the air on this Piscataway team. They are really geared up for the run.
2nd and 5. Halinda, this time he pitches out to the right side, and no way. Oxley trying to break some tackles, and he does not. He picks up perhaps 2 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 2.5 for a Middletown North 1st down. Good look at that Middletown North offense with their bright orange jerseys. Almost blinding.
Very colorful team.
Halinda.
And they want a
timeout.
timeout.
Again, there's some kind of delay. It's delay of game. No, timeout against Middletown North. Obviously, Halinda went up to the line of scrimmage and didn't like what he saw, called timeout. So Vic Caboo will come out and talk to the Lions. And Dan Maglione, the defensive coach for the Chiefs, comes out to talk to his squad.
We've got 2:20 remaining here in this first quarter of action from Giant Stadium once again. Group 4 Central Jersey playoffs. And a very big game for both of these clubs. The winner, of course, will advance. And they will play Middletown South.
Should Middletown North win this game, they would have to go up against Middletown South twice in the span of a week and a half, because they do play them on Thanksgiving Day.
That would be something. I tell you, the fellows would definitely get to know each other, meeting twice in a row.
Of course, Thanksgiving, we welcome you to join us at Somerville, the big Turkey Day tilt, Bound Brook in Somerville for the very last time.
Another big one.
3rd down and about 1.5 yards for Middletown North. The give is up the middle, powering his way, nothing doing. Again, Piscataway tough on the defense. Perhaps he pushed forward just enough to get the 1st down, though.
It looks as though they do have it.
Middletown North, basically a running team. They can pass at times. When they do pass, they're very efficient. Halinda has got a good percentage, but they don't like to put that ball up in the air too much. 1st and 10, the ball's just shy of the 30-yard line. Again, up the middle. And a nice run by Kelleher, number 40. He weaves his way close to another Middletown North 1st down. He's going to be about 1.5 yards short. They're going to mark the ball. at about the 28-yard line, so it'll be second down. We'll call it 2 for the Lions.
And that was about the best run of the night for the Lions. Kelleher bursting through there, showing outstanding speed, and they sort of opened up a hole that Piscataway D that time.
The give up the middle. This time it's Oxley, and this time he has the first down as he crosses the 30-yard line to about the 32, so it's first down for Middletown North. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
And once again, in there on the stop, Roy Oak, 6'2", 205-pound senior linebacker. Roy Oak, possibly one of the best linebackers in New Jersey this year.
Well, the pride of Piscataway, of course, is their linebackers. They have exceptional linebackers. Oak, Jackson, Higgins. They really do a job. Here's a little reverse action.
And as we talk of them,
brought down number 52, Jay Jackson.
Jay Jackson. We were just speaking of the linebacking core, and Jay Jackson we had a chance to talk to earlier in the week, and we asked Jay what the Chief defense was going to do to concentrate on stopping Middletown North.
They got a strong running game. We're going to have to close that down early in order to stop them. Our tackles got to have a good game to open it up for the backers to make the tackles.
All right, you just saw on that play, Piscataway's defense rising to the occasion again. The give was up the middle, no gain at all. It's going to be third down and 9 for Middletown North. And that's the end of the first quarter. That'll do it with the score. Piscataway 3, Middletown North nothing. We'll be back in just a few. Holinda threw to Arnold Booth, number 8. He was wide open at the 42-yard line. So it's first and 10. Holinda throws again. He's got his man over the middle. This time, number 88, Vinny Malizia, took the ball to Piscataway territory, marking at the 44. And we mentioned Holinda doesn't pass often, but when he does, he's on.
And we sort of touched on the fact that they were having trouble running on Piscataway. Let's pick it up. Here's that pass again. Malizia on the end of that reception. And it seems as though the Middletown North coaches think they're going to have to pass more also.
Holinda gives his time on the draw play to Kelleher. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Loses perhaps a half a yard. It'll be second down. And about second down and about 10 and a half. Ball on the 44. 10:33 remaining in the first half from Giants Stadium in the Meadowlands. I'm Lou Brogno along with Gary Van Ness for big Group 4 Central Jersey playoff action. Holinda back to throw again. He has a man wide open and blocked at the 32-yard line. That was right in the hands of the receiver. Who that receiver was,
as they say,
it looked like Mike Baer, number 29.
In the old breadbasket, as they say, you couldn't ask for a better pass.
Should have had that. It's cold.
Drilled that one.
It's cold. The wind is swirling. Temperatures probably in the upper 30s at this point. But that was a very catchable football. Third down and 10. Again, Holinda back to throw. And a great try by Arnold Booth, but they're going to say he trapped the ball off the turf.
That would have been an outstanding catch if Booth would have come up with that one. He sort of slipped just before the ball got to him. And the Piscataway Chiefs and their fans now really riled up.
So fourth down and 10, Arnold Booth will kick it from his 40-yard line, going back deep for Piscataway. Number 21, Arnold May. And looks like number 25, Derek Speed. Booth gets it away, takes an end-over-end roll, and May calls for the fair catch at the 15-yard line, and the Chiefs will have the football there.
And we should mention a very loyal following from Piscataway down here at the Meadowlands to follow their team. Just in front of us from our press box area, we can see a number of Piscataway fans in jackets. So they are here, and the band just to the right of us. Piscataway following is here.
And of course, at halftime, you'll see the Super Chief Marching Band, probably one of the greatest bands in the state. Give is up the middle. Scrumming for 3 or 4 is Mark Mills.
No carries. Up by 55 minutes. No carries. Up by 55 minutes.
Back to throw, Treshot. He is picked off. He had his man Mills, but it was picked off. And oh, what a hit!
What a hit!
Oh, what a
Piscataway
hit by
comes
Oak.
up with it. Roy Oak.
He just creamed, and I mean creamed, whoever number 46 is. Again, we don't have him on our roster, but Oak said hello at the 22-yard line.
Lowered the boom on that one, and that ball just popped loose. And I tell you, you couldn't ask for a more crunching tackle. Let's take a look at it again. There's the interception. Number 46, Middletown North. Boom, look at that tackle. And the football loose, and Piscataway with it again.
1st and 10, Treshot gives. Parham is just upended as he scoots for 3 or 4. So just when it looked like the Lions would have a great chance to get into some kind of decent field position, Oak comes up and says, forget it.
I tell you, when you asked about having any sort of highlights defensively, Roy Oak definitely showed you one there, and that was a hit.
Second down and 6 for Piscataway. Treshot back to throw again. He's got his man, but just overthrows him. Ball was intended for number 80, Craig Reif.
Treshot right now seems to be releasing that ball possibly a little bit too soon. He's thrown 2 passes over his receivers' heads.
So it's 3rd down and 6 for Piscataway. Ball's on the 27-yard line. 8:19 remaining first half. Chiefs lead at 3-0 on a 22-yard field goal by Mark Mills. Treshot keeps it himself and is going to be brought down on a hard hit. Bob Generelli, number 50, the captain, and Ken Freshstock, number 52, bring down Treshot before he can get close to the first down.
Tackling is heating up in this contest. Middletown North showing their ability to lower the boom with some crunching tackles. Treshot taken down rather hard that time. There you see him.
So Roy Oak will kick it off.
And there's that tackle again, Treshot.
We'll punt it at the 15-yard line. We'll get it right yet. It's not a good punt. Punting against the wind. And Middletown North is going to have outstanding field position inside the Piscataway 40. They're going to mark it at the 39-yard line.
Middletown North will be operating from a nice spot on this series of downs. But as we have talked about, the Piscataway defense has really been rising to the occasion early in this ball game.
First and 10 for the Lions on the 39-yard line. Give is up the middle to Oxley. Breaks the tackle, and that is met after he picked up about 2 yards. In on the tackle, number 52 for Piscataway, Jay Jackson. 2nd down and 7. The winner of this game earns the right to meet Middletown South on December 5th, and I would have to guess that game would be here at Giant Stadium. The give is to Oxley, gets outside and is run down. Mills, number 33, on top of him.
Skipping outside nicely on that one. Shows some nice footwork.
Number 22, Scott Rakosny, also came up from his cornerback position to make the tackle for Piscataway.
There's that Piscataway defense. There you see there, number 52, Jay Jackson. 5'11", 175-pound linebacker. He's one of the great ones here at Piscataway.
3rd down and 5 for Middletown North on the 34-yard line. Back to pass is Holindo. He's got pressure. Now he's got his man. It's tipped, and almost picked off. Higgins tipped it at the 25-yard line, and then number 20, Scott Sweeney, was back there waiting for the rebound, but just a little bit too far.
And that Piscataway secondary, they know where that ball is. Derek Speed alone has 4 interceptions, and Mike Alexander has 3.
So it's 4th down. And the Lions will go for it. Holinda back to throw again. He's got a man just way overthrown. Intended for number 87, Mike Wilson.
And we mentioned Derek Speed. Derek Speed was around that football.
As was Scott Rakosny, the 5'9", 160-pound senior. And so the Lions give up the football on downs to Piscataway. Chiefs have it at the 34-yard line. 6 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Middletown coach Vic Caboo.
Treshot gives to Mark Brown. He dives forward. He gets perhaps a yard. Ran right into the middle of that Middletown North line. You know, Middletown North undefeated 8-0 plays down in that tough shore conference. You know, there's some tough cookies down there.
There are some very tough teams in that Shore Conference, and Middletown North coming out of that conference this year, the overall record of 8-0. So they've done a great job.
2nd down and 9 for Piscataway. Treshot has the football, keeps it himself. Now he's looking to pitch it, and at the last minute went down.
Treshot was looking for Parham on that play.
Right, he was looking for Parham, but Ron was too far away. He just couldn't get the ball to him, so he had to eat it. Still managed to pick up a yard or two, so it'll be 3rd down and 7.
That was a wise play by Treshot there. As he mentions, Parham quite a distance behind him. That could have been dangerous to pitch that out.
Treshot back to throw, straight back. Now he's got pressure. He heaves it downfield, and Parham was out there, but it was on the wrong side of him, covering on the play for Middletown North, number 19, Ed Foster.
That was Mike Alexander out there also, I believe.
I said
that was
Parham, I meant to say Alexander.
Alexander out there. But a nice pass by Treshot that time. He showed the ability to really let that ball fly.
4th down, and Roy Oak will punt again. Getting used to this today. Back is Oxley for Middletown North. Oak, a lot of pressure, gets it away. It's going to take a Piscataway roll. It's going to roll dead inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. So that's where Middletown North will have the football.
Excellent punt that time, and a Piscataway roll, as you mentioned. So Middletown North will have to really get things going on offense here. They have not been able to really get things on track. They have been down close in Piscataway territory early on in this ball game, but not able to really get anything going. There you see the Lions of Middletown North, 8-0, as we mentioned, coming into this contest.
Approaching the 4-minute mark left in the first half. Holinda calls the signals, gives up the middle. Nice hole, busting through is Kelleher. Close to a Middletown North first down. They're going to mark it down at the 38-yard line, and you could drive a truck through that hole.
You could. Before Derek Speed came up there and lowered the boom, Derek Speed sort of grabbing the Middletown North runner by the upper torso there and dragging him down.
2nd down and 1 for the Lions. Ranked 12th in the state. There's the pitch out. To the outside is Oxley. And he's going to have that first down before he's finally brought down. Number 50 for Piscataway. Well, who is number 50 for Piscataway? Mike Greenwald. All right. He was in there on the tackle. The reason I said that, Mike usually plays offense. Didn't expect him to see him in that linebacker position, but he's there in the middle, and he made the tackle.
Piscataway will change defensively on you.
1st down and 10. Holinda back to throw. Heavy pressure. He's got a man, and
his man almost, Scott Sweeney.
Melizia out there with Sweeney. But Scott Sweeney had a better chance at that football than Melizia. Again, Halinda had a lot of pressure. Piscataway putting on a good rush here in the second quarter.
We've got 3:20 left here in the first half.
2nd and 10, a defensive struggle. 3-0 Piscataway leads. Mark Mills, the only points for Piscataway, a 22-yard field goal. Halinda gives on the draw play, and as read well, number 33, Mark Mills, makes the tackle on Kelleher.
That was a good call, I believe, by Halinda and the Lions. They may be looking to set up something long in the air.
3rd down and 6, the ball at the 44-yard line.
2 split flankers.
Halinda back to throw, has got a man, and it is caught. Melizia has it for a 1st down into Piscataway territory at the 41-yard line.
And that is exactly what the Lions were trying to do. They saw the draw play on the previous play, and then they sent out 2 split wide receivers, both in the same area, and they just went a little bit down and out. Here it is, pick it up, little down and out pattern. There it is, nice catch, and a great pickup.
First and 10 for Middletown North. And now the referees will stop things here. Crowd getting a big kick on that last play, especially for Middletown North, out of the big scoreboard here at Giant Stadium. They saw the replay up there, and they loved that one. Give up the middle to Kelleher. He barrels for about 2 yards. Steve Huber in there. Number 77 for Piscataway on the tackle. So 2nd down and 7. Lions would like to obviously get on the board before halftime. They trail 3-0, under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Halinda back to throw. He's got a man deep, lets it go, and it is almost intercepted. And I'm going to say a good defensive play by the wide receiver, Arnold Booth, because he knocked that ball away from Alexander. Alexander had that all the way.
There you see Mike Alexander coming back. A great effort on his part because he stays step by step, step for step with Arnold Booth. And he just was not going to let Booth beat him.
3rd down and 6 now. And the Lions will wait for one of their players to tie his shoe. Ball's at the 38, 1 and 47 seconds remaining.
This time they had the 2 split to the left for Middletown.
Halinda will throw again. He looks left, throws right. He's got his man Oxley coming out of the backfield. He's going to be close to a 1st down. It looks like he may have gotten it.
Middletown North right now, they are mixing up their pass plays nicely. And they do have it.
And the Lions do have a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. 1 and 30 seconds remaining in the first half.
And there's that play again.
Halinda back to throw. This time he scrambles out to the left, lets it go. He's got his man and it's dropped. Melizia almost made a diving catch at the 17. Give some credit to Halinda getting away from that Piscataway rush. Roy Oak and Jay Jackson were in on him quickly.
There you see a dejected Melizia getting up off the tarp slowly there. He should have had that one. Just a tough ball to hang on to, though.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. Nice try on all parts of the play for Middletown North. A look at that Piscataway defense shifting around. Halinda back to throw again. Again, a heavy rush, but they set up the screen beautifully. And it's Kelleher who has the football, and he gets a good block and brings it down to the 12-yard line.
And Middletown North still mixing up their passes. Nice, that you saw the screen there. They are just setting Piscataway up.
Exceptional play by Middletown North that time. Holinda just fooled that defensive line for Piscataway. He just sucked him in on the rush, and then Kelleher was standing all by himself for the screen. 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Middletown North in striking distance at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10. Holinda gives up the middle. Not too much room there. It was Kelleher. He got it inside the 10 to about the 8, and the Lions have called a timeout. Vic Caboo, I'm sure, will come out and talk to his troops.
And the Lions doing a great job on this series of downs. They have used 2 split wide receivers both to the left and the right, and they have used their backs out of the backfield nicely. You saw that last screen play to set up nice position for the Lions. They are in fine position right now, knocking on the door. 42 seconds left in the half. They have plenty of time. Chiefs defense has only given up a total of 90 points this season. You see there, that's a incredible statistic. They are a stingy defense.
Well, the Lions, I don't know what kind of field goal game they have. They are obviously in field goal position at this point. I'm sure Vic Caboo would like to get a touchdown, though, before halftime. Give his team a little bit of a psychological edge going into the locker room.
Right. At halftime talks can always be tough. And timeout on the field, you see Vic Caboo and his Middletown North Lions with the ball inside the 10-yard line of Piscataway. Piscataway leading 3-0. 42 seconds left on the clock in the first half. Lou, it has been a defensive ball game here in this first half, to say the least.
So it is 2nd down. We'll call it about 7 at the 9-yard line. And Holinda still has the football. He's got a man in the end zone right through his hands. Malizia was wide open in the corner of the end zone and could not catch the football.
And Malizia, I'm sure, is going to be having first half nightmares when he goes into that locker room at halftime. I'm sure his teammates are not really going to be down on him, or his coach, but he has dropped 2 passes, and that one was 6 points.
He will have nightmares about that should Middletown North lose this football game. So it's 3rd down and 6, 37 seconds remaining, plenty of time. And it looks like Middletown North is going to take another timeout. Here comes Vic Caboo out to talk to his troops. We mentioned the Piscataway defense is stingy. Middletown North, on the other hand, has been able to score points in bundles this year.
That they have. And they have done it against some very powerful teams.
So this has to be a new experience for the Lions. No points in the first half with 37 seconds remaining.
And there's something we've touched on. Piscataway's only loss was to Middletown South by a score of 23-22. We saw Middletown South in the game prior to this one, and they were the winner over J.P. Stevens 17-14. So Piscataway with a chance to avenge that loss if they can get by North here.
You mentioned Piscataway, a big game for them, obviously. Tom Higgins is just ecstatic to be here. Last time the Chiefs were in the playoffs was 1974. That was in Atlantic City's Convention Hall. They beat Colonia 14-7. Holinda fakes the draw. Now he throws. Got a man. Touchdown. Middletown North. And fittingly, it's Malizia who dropped the pass earlier and comes back to catch it for the Lions.
That's something you like to see, though, if you're a Middletown North fan. They did not get down on Malizia. Malizia dropped 2 passes prior to that one. But Holinda went back into the huddle. He says, hey, don't worry about it. I'm calling your number again. And he came right back to him.
Here's a weird, look at this, okay? Now we've got it straightened out. Weird formation. And it's Malizia who will attempt the extra point, try to put the Lions up 7-3. The kick is up. It is good. And with 33 seconds remaining in the first half, Middletown North strikes quickly, and they take the lead 7-3.
All right, it is a 4-point Middletown North lead. There you see the story. And they have quickly taken some of the starch out of the Chiefs. The Chiefs were sort of riding into the halftime on an up note, but 33 seconds remaining in this one, and Middletown North. There you'll pick it up. There's the pass. Halinda into Malizia. Malizia in the corner of the end zone. Happy young man there.
Well, the scoreboard here at Giant Stadium has gone bananas. It says that Middletown North leads 6-4. Okay. Of course, we know it's 7-3.
All right.
Back deep, standing alone at his 10-yard line, Mark Mills. Kicking it off for Middletown North will be Malizia. Big play for Middletown North because now the Lions have some momentum going into that locker room. I mentioned they were seeded #1 in Central Jersey Group 4 pairings. It's a squib kick. And it comes down at the 20. And a nice run. And he's still going. That's Arnold May, and he's down at the 37.
May with a great effort on that one, and if he had broken maybe one more tackle there, he might have gone a long, long way.
First and 10, Piscataway, on their own 37.
20 seconds remaining. And a timeout called by Piscataway. Chet Treshak comes over to the sidelines to talk to his coaches. And Middletown North on top 7-3.
You know, it wouldn't be surprising to see Piscataway try to uncork a bomb here. I don't know. Chet Treshak over talking to his coaches. There you see the Middletown North squad and their coaching staffs. But Piscataway might try to put 6 quick ones up. They've got 20 seconds left here in the first half. That is not too far-fetched when you've got a quarterback like Treshak and some great receivers.
I think something we should mention here, of course, the game is played on artificial turf here at Giant Stadium. And talking to Tom Higgins earlier in the week, he thought that the artificial turf might benefit the Chiefs because they do have outstanding speed and it only makes them faster to play on this surface.
Sure, I think that would be a great point.
Treshak throws, he's got a man out there, it's almost picked off.
And they were going for the bomb. Piscataway trying to eat up a lot of yardage with the long pass. They've got 12 seconds remaining here in the half.
Number 46 out there, I would have to imagine that would be Mike Parliament. He's number 45 on our roster and on our depth charts, but he's the only one out there that I see that is, there's no number 45 out there, so it's got to be Parliament.
It'd be safe to assume that that's Parliament.
Treshak on 2nd down and 10, back to throw again with 12 seconds. He's got a man, and that was a weird pass by Chet. He must have got it up in the wind somehow, because when he threw it, it looked like a line drive. All of a sudden, it started to float away from Craig Reif.
All right, here's a shot of that sideline at Piscataway there. There you see Coach Tom Higgins out front trying to get some last-minute pointers out to his team for this half. There he is, Tom Higgins. What a job he's done this year.
3rd down and 10, 8 seconds remaining. Possibly one long pass play for Piscataway. Try to get something going here in the first half. Treshak throws, and he just throws it out of bounds. Chet is not throwing the football well at this point. He was slammed down to the ground very hard also.
I mentioned a little earlier, it looks as though Chet may be releasing that ball a little too soon or something. A lot of his passes are sailing wide and high.
3 seconds remaining, so Piscataway will have one more play. Chet Treshak, number 10, the junior quarterback for Piscataway, and a quarterback sneak. And obviously Tom Higgins wants to go into the locker room at this point, 7-3, and regroup the troops as they run off the field. That's the story here in the first half. A 22-yard field goal by Mark Mills. A Halinda to Malizia 8-yard touchdown pass for Middletown North. And that's where we stand. Middletown North 7, Piscataway 3. We'll be back with the second half after this.